Previously on the 348 build, the tired looking Ferrari exterior was stripped back using some rather unconventional methods. It was sanded, primered and then headed into the spray booth for a complete transformation with a fresh coat of shiny factory fresh Ratarossa paint. It then made the journey back home where I started the rebuild process, and today the 348 mission continues. So the first focus today is the exterior of the 348. Now we've got a couple of big jobs to do. I've got the wheels and I've got the roof, then we've got some small stuff like the badges, wipers, etc. But I've got to say a big thanks to everybody for your suggestions on the roof panel, the Targa roof panel here. The focus today is going to be the top here, the very faded vinyl. Now, got some amazing suggestions on different products to use. This is VHT vinyl dye. It's been recommended. And well, let's give it a shot, see if it works. Now there are a couple of stains on the roof that I really wanted to remove before trying any roof product. I tried simply cleaning them before, but it had made no difference and hadn't worked, so I needed to go for a little bit more of a harsh approach. So we just got some alcohol. I'm using this, which seems to be aggravating it a little bit, and it does look. I can't see it now, can you? Good. It's actually coming up really nicely, isn't it? Now I've just scrubbed those 3 patches with a bit of washing liquid, and now we're going to hit it with pressure washer. Strip this back as much as possible. Yes, there are still some marks on it, but I'm hoping that this will cover it. I've literally done about 5 or 6 different things to this to try and get it right back. So I'm going to leave that in the sunshine to just dry naturally. Not too much heat in the sun, but hopefully it's going to help. First coat is all done, and well, it's come out great. It's just the last bit of drying. I'm going to give it 5 more minutes and I'm going to hit it with a second coat. And there you go, guys. It's fitted, it looks great, it finishes off the lovely paintwork, and well, that super faded Targa roof is now looking as good as new. Next up, with all the shiny new bodywork, it was time to address those very tired looking wheels. So they're really just faded, there's not too much damage on them. One of them I did see a little bit of it's a little bit over here. These guys will make mincemeat of that. So that is before. With a bit of YouTube magic, I'm going to show you how they look when these guys have worked their magic. All right, we're back 1 day later, and the 348 wheels are all done. Looking perfect. There's no nicks, there's no scuffs on them. They've been repowder coated. We got some new center caps to go in here. So this is the finishing touch for the exterior on that freshly painted bodywork. All right, so we got the wheels refurbished. We've got the center caps on. Next, it was the dilemma with our wheel bolts. Wheel bolts, these very rusty looking things, are meant to be chrome and shiny, a little bit like this. Now, as I said, I had a little plan. Years ago, I bought a bag of 20 wheel nuts. Now, I've got my daughter who is sorting out the best of the 20. Now, these weren't brilliant to start with, but we've got the best of the 20. She is now working some magic, polishing up those, and then with the rag, just finishing them all off. So she sorted out, these are apparently the best 20 out of the 40. So we're going to use those on the 348. Now our 2 badges that go on the back, I'm going to, that's looking a bit tarnished, so I'm going to take that home, polish it up, clean the 348 badge up before we stick it on the back. Restoring Ferraris is a very expensive business. Let me give you an example. This oil pipe here, well over £1,500. So where possible, I like to try and save some money. And today I have teamed up with Temu, who are brilliant at affordable prices, high quality goods, and some amazing coupons. And for 1/10 of the price of this oil pipe right here, I've managed to buy all of this, which I'm going to be using on the 348 project. Now let me show you some of these cool things that we got. I like this blaster gun over here. That would have been perfect. I wish we had this a few weeks ago to do some of the bodywork on this 348, but we can use that in a future project. We've got a really cool, magnetic, that's magnetic. Light there, really good. This I thought this would be really good. I should have got a couple of these to put in the cars. Look, if you get stuck in an accident, break the window with that one. And then we're gonna start off with this right here. So we just had the wheels done on the 348, and well, you need to check the tire pressures. We got 31 here and we need to be at 35. So this, and there we go. We'll do the rears. These need to be 38. So we just set it here up to 38, press the button. Now that, look at the size of it, it's nothing. We're going to just keep that in the boot of the car, and that is going to really save. I mean, again, I really wish I bought 2 of these for the price of this. And that's just some of the cool stuff that we've ordered from Temu to help out on the 328. You can see the full list of everything that I've ordered in the description below the video, and as a bonus, by using my code, if you order any of those, you're going to get an extra 30% off. There's always a site-wide sale at Temu with savings up to 90%. And not only that, there's free shipping and free returns up to 90 days. So what are you waiting for? Make sure you download the Temu app by clicking on my link in the description below the video and start saving some big money. Next job is we're moving on into the interior, and as you can see, this is not going to be easy at all. First job is a bit of a cleanup. All right, and that is the first pass at the cleanup, and it's much better than it was. Still not perfect, long way to go yet. We can do one more, and then once it's all dry, we'll start putting down all the matting. Next job is to install all the door cards. Now, if you remember, Claudia did a fantastic job of re-trimming these, so let's put them in place and start transforming the interior of this 348. Now, as with everything on this, it all has to go back in a certain order. If it doesn't, it won't fit together. So one thing Claudia forgot to do is cut the little holes here for my screws to go through. I was pretty clever when I took everything off. We put all the screws back in the holes. And there you go, guys, look at that. That is the same door card that you saw when this car turned up. We've just retrimmed it, and look at it, it looks fantastic. Anyway, just goes to show you what you can do. Couple of little things we need to do. This is the handle, so that is sits there, but we're going to need to refinish that. It looks pretty horrendous. Plus the little screw that holds it in place just dropped on the floor down there. I heard it bounce on the mat there, and then after that nothing. So just for the life of me, I have just searched, I cannot see where that has gone, so we might have to buy another screw. Secondly, all my window switches here, we've left that unplugged because we're going to be doing some electrics at some point on this one. Now I've just started putting all the underlay down on the floor, so the next job is we're going to start installing the carpets, giving everything a bit of a clean up. We've got a long way to go on the center console there. There's a product I've got on order that I want to use to try and just refinish that, but everything else is all starting to come back together quite nicely. to finish off the rear interior, I'm going to use some of my leather dye and a little sponge applicator like this. You saw me previously do these panels, but they've got a little bit dirty and a little bit scratched up in storage. So I'm just going to use this, just refresh them a little bit. Now I'm going to do the same on these rear panels up here as well, because they've been a little bit faded. I did these last night, and I'm just going to do a second coat like this one more time. It really just brings them up, freshens them all up. Now I like to keep the Ferraris as original as possible, but sometimes I like to do a subtle change. We've got ourselves some really nice little black floor mats there with the Italian stripe. There you go, how good does that look? Right, a few more bits to do. We've got some trim pieces to go on the side here. Got the seal panels. I'm going to clean up all these door rubbers. For all the door trim rubbers like this, they're just looking old and faded, but there's nothing wrong with them. The rubber is totally fine. So all I'm going to do is use some of this, one of these. The shocks for this front bonnet have totally gone, so I've got myself a couple of brand new ones. Time for a quick quality test. There you go, job done. Now that is something that 348s, 355s often suffer with. Now everyone assumes that it's a really difficult job and expensive job to put right. These shocks are really quite cheap, so we've got those on the front. Same thing with the back. Later on when we start doing the engine, I've got 2 more shocks to go on back there. Right, now we sorted that, I can actually get in here and start cleaning up. Let's get the light here and show you guys just how bad it is. Look at the carpets. Now this actually wasn't too bad when the car first arrived. I was quite surprised, but it's got very, very dusty and dirty at the body shop. We've got all kinds of stuff here, so I'm going to give it a good old clean up. Now the surprising thing with this, as I said in that first video, we've got all of these covers here. You know, you can see the Ferrari badge there. That is very, very rare. We've got the trim piece to go around there. That's up here on the screen. We got the little cover missing from the brake fluid reservoir. That's inside the car. So let's roll the sleeves up and see what we can do here. Let's work some magic. We've just satin blacked the trim pieces here, and we've got some to put in the front trunk there to just hold the carpet together. I've made some great progress on this front trunk. This, I'm gonna have to do it before and after. So we've got a little bit to do over here. Just need to figure out how to finish this off. There's a little bit I need to go right in there with a brush, just get some of that paint dust. But look at that. Let's see if we get a light down there. That's pretty incredible. I've rested the seat in place to give you guys an idea of how this is going to look. Really is starting to take shape now. As always, it takes so much longer than I anticipated. I've been at this for hours and hours and I'm still just scratching the surface. There's loads of things that I need to do. Screws that I need to find or buy for bits that are missing over there. There's a bracket missing here. I've got the trim piece at the back there that I need to find. The whole of the center console there, I'm really not happy with that. We've got to take that all off because I really don't like the finish. I've got the ashtray down there that I've got to clean up. And well, really I've got to glue some of the carpet down. There's some stuff to do in the footwell over there. But it really is a bit of a transformation. I know I keep saying this, but compared to how this looked, well, it's starting to look like a half decent 348 now. Now I've got a bit of confession to make, which, if I'm honest, I was a little bit too embarrassed to share with you in the last video. It's all to do with this light, and it's probably time I come clean. So in the last video, you saw me install a lot of parts on the front of this car as it came back from the body shop. One of them was these front lights. Now, as I was filming it and as I was putting it all together, I noticed that there was an insect. In fact, it was a wasp. It was sat right on the lens, right at the bottom of the light unit here. And, well, this is a sealed unit, so I had no idea how it got in there, but I assumed this car had come from Japan, that this wasp had got in there somehow years and years ago and it just sat at the bottom of it. So I installed the light, and as I did that, when I was filming, I noticed that the wasp was crawling up the lens here. Anyway, I was really in a rush to film, and I put the thing in, and thinking, right, I'll just leave it in there. It's gonna die, it's just a wasp, right? Anyway, put the car together, finished filming, was about to leave the unit, and my conscience got the better of me. I decided I could not let this wasp die, so I took the light out like this, and, well, let me show you. So the light came out of the car, I stripped all the back off, I managed to get the wasp out, and it flew off merrily out the barn door right there, and, well, then I started putting it back together, and I dropped it on the concrete floor here. And well, you can see right there, we got a big crack in it. There's a bit missing, big crack down the front, big crack down the bottom there. And well, the worst part of it all is that this light cost a staggering over £6,000 plus VAT. So that makes that wasp, well, pretty much a £7,000 wasp that I saved. A wasp, it wasn't even a bee, it was a wasp. And well, now I have to figure out what the heck I'm gonna do. I am not gonna spend £7,000 on a replacement unit. I don't even think you can get them. I don't think they're stocked anyway. So we've got it out. I'm gonna see what I can do. But there you go. Hopefully I'm gonna get some good karma for saving the wasp. Well guys, this 348 is really starting to take shape now, both exterior and interior. Unfortunately, I've run out of time today. Everything takes 5 times longer than anticipated, but I'm going to go away, we're going to finish off some of that interior, and when we come back in the next video, there's only really a couple of things I want to show you on the interior, and that is the center console, how we're going to make that look good. Then we got a lot of testing to do on the electrics with this car. Anyway guys, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this one. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this 348 transformation, and I will see you all in the next video. Stay safe and ciao for now.